Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Wisdom from the Gita. This is the Gita Tarot deck, invoking the presence of divine spirits around us, the ancestors, the forefathers, invoking the Krishna consciousness within us. I invoke all the positive forces present in and around this aura to bless us with divine grace so that we can understand the meaning of the messages that we are about to receive. A few more shuffles, and then I'm going to pick up 3 cards, and I'll also read out the card from the bottom of the deck. All right. So if you like my work, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'm going to pull up 3 cards now, a few more shuffles. All right. I'm getting 2 cards right now. One more card, please. One more card. Just 1 card, please. Not too many. Calling the divine forces in and around us for divine messages. All right. Okay, I'll take that. All right, so the first card that we have is self-control. All right, the next one we have is false ego. And the next one is calm meditation. And under the bottom of the deck, we have the destroyer. Excuse me. All right, so I'm going to read out the messages from the first card, which is self-control. Allow me to read out the Sanskrit verse from the Gita. It is from chapter 2, verse 58. Yada saharte chayam kumodaniv sarvasha indrayani nidriya thebasyata pragya pratishtata. So once again, yada samharate chayam kurmogna niva sarvasha indriyani nindya thebasya tasya prajna pratishtata. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with Sanskrit that much, but I'll read out the translation for you. That'll help you understand the meaning behind the cards and the verse. One who is able to withdraw the senses from their objects, like a tortoise drawing its limbs within its shell, it's firmly established in wisdom. So self-control is an indicator that there could be a possibility that you are missing the true essence of spiritual evolution at this point in time. The reason being, we are lost in the senses at this moment. Senses are actually a diversion, but understand that they are the baseline for spiritual evolution, because we have the senses, the 5 basic senses, which can help us evolve as a person. But in the process of even thinking about evolution, mind creates diversions. Now, self-control is an indicator of what you are doing to your life at this moment. If you look at this image, you can clearly see there are so many females present in front of Lord Krishna. Why are they there? It's a very important symbolic meaning. It's because they are doing Leela, or the divine dance. Now, divine dance is a very pure form of dance in which it even does not involve any sense of a physical touch. So you can understand that Lord Krishna is like a pillar standing firm in his resolve as a human, because he was born in a human form. He knows the fact that it's an important thing that he also exercises complete control within himself. That's the beauty of God. So God is within his own realm, and that's how God exercises or gives us blessings from his realm. It's just like when you go to a house, you meet an old person, you just touch his feet because you feel like showing gratitude towards him. Similarly, when you show gratitude and love towards God, God is always present to give you the divine grace. So the thing that you need to take care of at this moment in time is self-control. The next card is false ego. Allow me to read out the Sanskrit verse. This is from chapter 3, verse 27. Prakrite kriyamanani gunah karmani sarvasa ahamkara vimud vimuddhatma kartaham iti manyate. Bewildered spirit souls, under the influence of the three modes of material nature, think themselves to be the doer of activities which are in actuality carried out by nature. Understand this fact that the entire system, or the pathway towards spiritual evolution is blocked all the time by a sense of ego. All right. Now, how is ego exercised, or how does ego function? I'm sure we are all sane human beings and we understand how we tend to exist. And the shortcomings are our challenges. But are we actually moving towards spiritual evolution? That's a very big question we have to ask ourselves at this moment. So, a false sense of pride, a false sense of ego, anger, these are all sensations which needs to be controlled, because once you start to understand that you have to exercise control, you would know that in the process of doing it you will be tested by innumerable people who will test your ego, who will check how fast or good you are at getting angry. They will test you and your body will burn with rage at times as well. So understand that that is something which you need to control. How do you control it? That's by the next card, which is calm meditation. Let us read out the Sanskrit verse, which is from chapter 6, verse 19. Yatha dipo nivatasto nengate sopama smrita yogino yatachittasya yunjato yogam atmana. As a lamp as a lamp in a windless place does not waver, as the yogi whose mind is focused remains always steady in meditation on the transcendent self. So, once you have understood that you need to exercise control over your emotions, your relationships, your loved ones, you have to exercise control in whatever you do in your life, you are moving on to the path of recognizing that false sense of pride that was within you, that was giving you a sense of satisfaction and sense of fulfilling your desires, race of the mind, everything that was happening within your physical body which was creating turmoil, confusion. You were able to now recognize what's happening to your physical body, your mental states, your psychological states, and your spirit. How is it wanting to witness whatever was the false sense of ego? When you start to recognize it, you will gain the clarity that will help you meditate upon any form that you believe in. So, I am a believer of Krishna. So, when I seek the Lord, I shall always visualize Him to be a symbolic meaning of divine love. Similarly, when you close your eyes, you imagine your Ishta Devata and then seek not just protection, meditate upon Him, which will give you the calmness that you deserve, because you have moved from, you know, exercising control to recognizing your ego. Now you have moved to a state which is more divine, which is providing you the power to meditate upon God. And when you do that, let's see what we have at the bottom of the deck, the destroyer. Let's read out the verse, which is chapter 10, verse 34 from the Gita. Mrityu sarvaharas chaham udabhavas cha bhavishyatam Kirti Srir Vakcha Naranim Smritir Meda Dhrit Kasama. I am death, destroyer of all. I am the source of all things yet to be. Of women, I am fame, prosperity, speech, memory, intelligence, faithfulness, and patience. Very symbolic meaning. You can see Lord Hanuman taking the flight, and this is more likelier an image of the destruction of the Lanka, the place where Ravana had kept Sita. All right. So understand the fact that once you gain meditation, the power of meditation, you would not be using it to kill people. You would not be using it in a negative way. You will be using it to destroy anything and everything which is revolving around the sense of ego. All right, because the entire kingdom that Ravana created was out of ego and pride. He had many wives. He was living a very, very different type of life, but he was very much devoted to Lord Shiva as well. So understand the fact that when we get the power to grow, we need to use that power in a very responsible way. Then we will be able to channelize our spiritual energy not just for our growth but as a humanity as a whole. So this card is representing the fact that when you gain the right power from the divine, you need to use it to create the right forces within you. And in fact, the forces will function automatically because you will be just witnessing how your spirit is evolving. So do not get, you know, afraid by looking at this card being the eventual outcome in your life. This card is symbolic to the idea that the negativity, the death, and any fears will get removed in the future. And it also talks about the fact that in women, a fame, prosperity, speech, memory, intelligence, patience, and faithfulness will rise. So even if you're not a woman, I'm sorry, a female person, understand the fact that you have a divine feminine within you. So when you follow these pathways, you will be able to understand that your divine feminine is trying to gain positive control in your life. So, what a beautiful way to interpret. We had desires with no control. When we learned to exercise complete control, the next thing that happened in our lives is we were able to recognize our ego. Once we recognize our ego, we need to meditate upon the Lord so that our ego may not destroy us. And in the process of doing it, what will be destroyed is the negativity. You can say any force which is negative, be it positive, in fact, be it masculine or feminine. What's more important is you have a physical body, you have two polarities, divine feminine and divine masculine. So, your divine masculine, if it's dominant, you will feel the presence of divine feminine within you, which will help you evolve more in a very spiritual manner. All right. So these are the messages from the deck today. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we shall meet again. Take care. God bless. Jai Shri Krishna.